Welcome back, 93.7 The Ticket. We're here back at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, where we interview 5 athletes for you guys once a week. Today, I have a very special edition of women's tennis. To the left and right of me, I have 2 very special girls. One, Raphaëlle Lacasse. She is from Lacasse. I'm already messing it up. Rafi, go ahead and introduce yourself to the people, your full name, because I just completely butchered her last name.
Hi, everyone. My name is Raphaëlle Lacasse. Not Lacasse, not
Lacasse. I'm so sorry.
So many versions, but I love each and every one.
Yes, she is from Canada, so she has a Canadian last name. So Lacasse. French Canadian. She speaks fluent French and fluent English and fluent Spanish. Trilingual. Very bright soul right here. And then to my left, so I don't mess up her name, she's going to introduce herself as well.
My name is Jillian Roa. That's pretty easy.
That is Jillian Roa. Jillian, where are you from?
I'm from California originally.
California.
Yes.
Jillian and Rafi. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and start with Jillian just to make things easier. Why the University of Nebraska-Lincoln?
Because of right. So I lived in Spain for 5 years before coming here, and as a last-minute decision to go to college, I was just looking at some universities, and my current teammate Isa was from the island that I was training at. So I found out that she was coming here, and then I sent an email, and I'm here now. Yeah. That's how, yeah.
All the way from Spain. Isa is also from Spain as well. So we got a lot of Spanish speakers on the team here. How many do we have out of the, 12, 13 girls do we have?
Actually, we're 8.
8 girls. 5 of them speak Spanish? 4 of them speak Spanish?
5.
5 of them out of the 8.
And one understands really well, so almost 6.
There are about, I think out of the 700 student athletes, I think like 200 of them are international students. So, Rafi, go ahead and give us a description on why you came to the university.
So, for me, I transferred from KU. So, and I remember I came here because one time we were in season and we played Nebraska. And for some reason, as soon as I stepped in Nebraska, I felt so good. So when I went to the transfer reporter and I was looking to the universities and I saw Nebraska, I was like, hey, like, this sounds like a cool place. And I don't know, the place was called, Nebraska was calling me. So here I am.
Here she is. And when I actually first met Rafi, unfortunately, she was in a boot and scooting around in a cart. Yeah. And I remember it was our first interaction. She was working out in the weight room. And I've never seen her before. It was my sophomore year, her junior year. So this past 2022 season, 23. Yeah. And we just hit it off right away. We were super cool friends. We had the same accounting class together. And she was just the funniest person. She still is the funniest person. But I just remember off rep, like the first week and a half of just knowing her, I could not hold in my laughter. I don't know what it was, but she was just a super bright soul. It was super good getting to know her. So I'm super glad she ended up here. It's crazy how this all just comes together to this university. So ladies, tennis at Nebraska. I've never picked up a tennis racket in my entire life. Can you describe kind of a day in the life of what it's like to be a tennis player? What do your workouts look like in the weight room? What are competitions like? Because I think tennis is not really talked about as much as the major sports like football, basketball, and volleyball. So, Jillian, go ahead and start that off for us.
So currently Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we'll have like a practice in the morning, and then we'll lift in the late afternoon at like 5. And then Tuesday, Thursday, we'll have conditioning in the morning, and then we'll hit a little bit later. And stuff we do in the weight room.
Is it like lateral movement, or is it more power?
Yeah, a lot of explosive stuff. But I mean, we'll obviously do stuff with weights like squats and whatnot. And then Tuesday and Thursday, when we do conditioning, we'll do like stairs and just working on speed, agility, and I guess conditioning, cardio, and everything.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, if you guys look at it though, like your guys' competition and matches, how long do they normally last for?
So honestly, like our meets, we start with doubles. That takes at least an hour, and then singles, like it can go to an hour and a half to like 2 hours and a half, whatever. And we warm up 1 hour before, so our meets are like 4 or 5 hours, I would say.
Wow.
So it's very demanding.
Something I would love to get into too. So you guys are very,
you could not do.
yeah, something I could never do. I can. You're actually right. Track and like being in shape in track versus being in shape for a quick moving sport like that, I promise you I die out. I don't have the fitness for that. Can you guys talk about what it's like being an individual athlete? I feel like a lot of athletes nowadays are within a team. Me, for example, I'm in the track and field team, football team, volleyball team. Everything's a team. And you guys are the tennis team, but there's only 8 girls on there. And when you're going on that court, you're basically going alone. Obviously, when you switch it up when you're on the court with another girl, but most of the time coming to the university, you were performing alone in order to get a scholarship. So go ahead and talk about what it's like being competitive with other girls in your team, as well as just being an individual, how it feels being an individual in an individual sport.
Well, I guess it's definitely not easy being out there alone by yourself, but I guess with college tennis, when you play singles and in like a meet, you will play alongside all of your teammates. So while you are alone, you really feel like you're all playing for something greater, which is amazing. Yeah, you kind of just have to be tough about it. Sometimes I guess it gets really hard, but yeah, you have to find like the motivation and the fight to pull it out, sometimes even when it's really tough.
How is it holding yourself accountable and being disciplined? Because you have nobody else to blame but yourself. Since
that's true.
How is that aspect of the game?
How is it? I guess you just know at the end of the day that if you're not going to do it, nobody's going to pick up the slack for you, and nobody can save you. Like, it's just you. And it's not like, if you're scared or whatever, you can kind of just take a step back and let another teammate do it for you. You got to do it yourself. So just knowing that, I think, is what makes you take accountability for yourself.
I feel also like having a battle 1 against 1, when you lose, you really like, it really hurts you. There's no one else that did something bad. Like, it was all on you. So that can be tough. But one of the things that makes my college experience so great is finally, for the first time in my life, I'm in a team. We do, like Jilly said, like, we're all in one court. But I do feel I have teammates, which I never lived that before. And I think that's why, especially for tennis players, that makes, like, such a big, like, it's such a positive thing that we can find in college. And no one else, like, somewhere else.
No, I believe both of you. I believe both of you guys gave amazing answers there. Like I said before, it's very difficult. The way you guys got here was playing individually, but now you guys have a team. You're all competing with each other, and like you said just before, you're on a court individually, and it sucks when you lose 1-on-1. But you do have 7 other girls on your side willing to pick you up and compete with you. So I feel like that's amazing. Tennis is a very unique sport. I came to one of you guys' matches for the first time. It was my first ever time ever going to a tennis match, and it was electric. So for anybody out there watching who's never been to a Nebraska tennis match, you would have to come out and support these ladies. They are amazing at what they do. So going into my second point, what is the most difficult part from your guys' day-to-day? It doesn't have to be about tennis or an athletic standpoint. It could be academic. It could be your busy schedules. What do you feel is your biggest struggle day-to-day?
I guess I would say it's more of like a challenge, because we do have a lot of stuff going on with academics, with athletics, and with, like, if you're part of a club or an organization or something, just trying to give all that you have. So, like, you're 100% whenever you do anything. It's definitely a challenge, and I guess it's a bit of a struggle too. But yeah, and also staying motivated to do everything and just to keep pushing through.
That's facts.
Yeah.
That's facts. Staying motivated. That's key for me. What about you?
For me, I try to be the best I can be in everything I do, because I do feel like it's all connected at the end. So for me, actually just being consistent with giving all my effort on a daily basis. Like, that can be hard. At one point you're tired and you don't want to do it, but yeah. Here.
Yeah, I agree with both of you guys. I think going from your standpoint, staying motivated with everything, especially when you're in the thick of the season. For you guys, we're kind of around the same time. You guys started around January, correct?
Yep.
So my season starts in the middle of January as well. So we go from January all the way to the end of June, as do you guys. And my outdoor season for track is completely draining. Sometimes you don't even want to be there. It's just ridiculously just hard. It's hard to stay motivated with your grades. It's hard to communicate with your coaches when you're really going through it. So we feel for you guys, man. And not a lot of people out there really know what it's like to be a D1 athlete. So it's cool that we're able to see both perspectives of, two different sports. So going into my next point, how would you guys describe the culture here in Nebraska? From not even just an athletic standpoint, but just going to class, making new friends, communicating with people, your friend, like everything. What would you describe the culture as? Because you're obviously coming from Spain, you're coming from Canada, and you lived in Colombia for a little bit. So what is it like here in Nebraska for you guys?
What the culture is like. It's. Oh, I guess like everything feels really supportive. I guess that'd probably be my first thing. Meeting anybody, I guess as well, when you tell them that you're an athlete and whatnot, everybody's very excited. Well, not everybody is always super excited, but you typically do feel just like really like a family, and like you're supported, I guess. So yeah.
100%. There's this thing called being Nebraska nice. I feel like you've experienced that a few times.
Yeah, I agree too. And I would say, like, at least in our community as student athlete, I would say it's so family oriented. We all know each other. We all eat with each other. Like, we spend our weekends with each other. So I think that's something that we can all find in every, like, school out there. So for me, like, it is a different culture, but at the same time here, I do feel like I have, like, friends and people that I can talk to about anything that live the same things as me. So there is a culture shock, but here, like, because I'm so good in my environment, then I don't feel that much.
That was different.
Yeah. Can we cut that part?
Yes. You're so funny. But yes, no, I understand both your guys' perspectives. Coming in, you guys are both coming from different countries. Obviously, you were from America, so you just lived in Spain. And then you were coming from Canada to Colombia, back to Canada, all these different times. Mm-hmm. So it had to be a big culture shock for you. For me, I came from Illinois. It's only 2 states over, so I grew up a Midwest kid. Coming here really wasn't that different. There was obviously a few different culture shocks where people would do something or say something, and I'm like, what? Like, that's how you guys say that, or that's how you guys do that? So I 100% agree. But ladies, thank you guys so much for being on this podcast tonight. You guys have absolutely rocked this. If you guys would ever want to support them.
You're so good at this, Niko. Great question.
Thank you guys so much. If you guys have one more message to the people, for anybody out there watching, or even let's say there's a girl out there or girls who want to aspire to be in the same position that you're in, even if they're in different sports, what would you have to say to them? You can go first.
Just have fun, working hard, and come support women's tennis at Nebraska. Yeah.
And I would say keep working hard, because the college life is really nice, and we get a lot of good stuff that comes with it. So you got it, girl.
I think that's the closing statement right there. You got it, girl. This is 93.7 The Ticket. Niko and Knight out of here.